and welcome to this sacred rage practice. As we just get centered in what this moment means, I would like to explain to you what sacred rage is. Everybody has their own interpretation, and I have found this practice to be a very deep-seated thing that I go to, as anger used to be my very, very first emotion when I felt threatened or I felt unsafe or I felt upset. It could be minor, it didn't matter. Like, I went to anger first before I could get to sadness. I went to anger first before I could get to happiness. I really knew how to embody anger. And I've also realized that, over time, I realized that anger wasn't serving me in the ways that really helped me grow and evolve and progress. And so I've learned to really claim my anger as sacred, and also recognizing that anger is a very necessary emotion, that she can actually be transmuted into power. I've done a lot of things that people said I couldn't based on that internal anger. And instead of, going out and doing something awful that I would regret, I would really transmute that energy, take that negative and turn it into something beautiful. I want you to understand too that I do not see a negative and a positive scale based on wrong or right, okay? In my eyes, nothing is wrong, nothing is right. It's all in perception. And when we can get to that space, it really frees us up, because it's truly about how something impacts us. So either it's a negative impact or it's a positive impact. Either it's a great result or it's a shitty result. It really just depends on how it impacts you. So when we think of a vibration of anger, it's not really what we say, a high vibration. How it impacts you can really be detrimental, right? But if we learn to really use our anger, we can transmute that energy and turn her into pure potential and pure power. Sacred rage to me is about really being able to liberate the emotion. Most women that I find tend to be people pleasers or, perfectionists, recovering, right? And some of us, I did, but some of us haven't really expressed anger ever. And some of us don't really know what it is to connect to our anger in a sacred way. And even though I think it's very, very beautiful and profound that some people have found a space that they don't get angry and they don't get reactive with their anger, that's really, I think, very noble and very intelligent, right? Making, decisions based on anger sometimes isn't the best. But I also feel like there's a space where there's some suppression happening, and there's a little person or a little moment or something inside of you that really just wants to be angry. And what I find is when we're allowed and we take the shame away from some of these emotions, it really truly allows us to liberate those emotions, which allows us to be more aware, which creates a better demonstration, a better life. The more awareness that we have, the more that we can connect back to here and come back to who we know we truly are, okay? So in this practice, I have a couple different things here, okay? I keep my candles inside of a candle, always, especially the white candle. I use white candles to burn my sage, to light other things, because white candles are known for bringing in the good, bringing in the purity, and cleansing the space. I also have some sand in there. The sand also brings in the good energy, attracts the good, and that is white sand, even though it's kind of mucky in there. Kind of gray because of all the stuff I've been burning. I typically only use a candle to burn things. Lighters are great, but again, it contains butane, and butane is not natural. Just the way I was taught, do what you want, okay? It is do what feels good to you, okay? So I'm going to light my white candle. And before you do any type of ceremony or practice, I invite you to make sure that you are really creating an intentional space. I live my life very intentionally, and I think that's what's made me has been really an anchor in my healing, is I really make sure that I do things intentionally. And so when I'm doing a practice or a ceremony, I set a space, okay? My other space is not available. So I use my corner sometimes, and that's okay. Sometimes you gotta move it around. But I really create an intentional space. The smells, the senses, where I'm at, where, all of that really, really matters and really anchors in all of those beautiful things that we do throughout the ceremony. It also really connects again to those senses. And when we're connected in our senses, we are present, okay? So incense and sage and all those things are really beautiful to bring in that sense of smell to help you anchor into presence. Inside of each one of those herbs too is a frequency. Where I come from, or my lineage, we really talk about the frequency of herbs. So right today I'm using rose incense, and we're going to be burning white sage, okay? White sage. It's really, really imperative that you have a window open, that when you're working with white sage, you clear out the energy and you replace it with something divine or sweet, love, whatever feels good to you. And you make sure that you have like loose sage. I love loose sage. The bundles of white sage should not be relit. Again, something I was taught, take it or leave it. But I love loose sage because I can go ahead and burn it and then throw it away, okay? So we're going to burn some sage, and we're going to be calling in the divine light into this space, because when we express anger, we don't want to open anything else, right? So we want to just be in a space where we can truly, truly, truly be connected to a space of being able to, where it can get us into a space of clearing out that negative energy. And these beautiful fragrant herbs carry our prayers, they carry our blessings, and they carry our protection. So what I like to do is I like to make sure that I always hold the herb or whatever I am using to my heart. I love to use my breath. I speak into it, love and light. Surround me with your love and light, calling in all the divine protection, all the love, all the joy as we release the things that are not of us. And so it is. And so what we want to do is we want to go ahead and place your sage. Again, please be careful, be responsible, don't burn yourself. Do what works for you. If it's easier for you to light a bundle, do what you got to do, okay? I love using my shell, but do whatever feels good to you. And we're just going to cleanse the space. Again, cleansing and clearing. Releasing any negative attachments or energy that's in this space. We're releasing, releasing, releasing. You always want to make sure you go up and down and around. Don't forget your feet. If you can get them. It's really, really important that you get that whole body in space. Calling in the divine light, this energy, may this beautiful fragrant plant clear us and carry our prayers up into the heavens. So it is. Okay. So now that we have that sage going, we're also going to light a rose incense, just because we don't want to do that during the practice. You can also do this, we're going to do this before and after the practice, and you can also light your incense after the practice. So but before the practice, we set the space, and then we close the space, okay? And that can be saging and then going ahead and lighting your rose. I'm just going to do it now because as that's burning, I want to make sure that it's kind of just all going in a beautiful orbit, right? So you're letting out and bringing it in. Okay. I have incense burners, okay? Put your incense in burners, you guys. I love to play with fire, but we got to do it responsibly. Hold on. Drinking, sorry. My throat got dry. Okay, so once you have that all set up, I always like to have some water just in case you never know. And I always like to have a rose quartz crystal. Rose quartz is constantly giving love and really works directly with the self-confidence and with the self-esteem, but it also is about, healing the trauma, okay, from past hurt. Okay, past hurt, heart hurt in specific. So, again, when it comes to my candles, you guys, I do not blow my candles out. I smother them. That's how I was taught. It's just what I know. All right, so once you've set the space, you set the tone, thank you for, going with me and being guided there. I want you just to sit in your space. You can play some music. I will provide a playlist for you. And I just want you to just breathe in for a second. Coming to that felt sense, that inner peace, that inner knowing, that inner self, and just getting to the root. And for a lot of you who are new to the space, it's really just feeling like an energy, like your heart is bursting or your stomach is feeling something, just getting tapped into your body. What do you feel in your body? And if you cannot feel in your body, take a breath. And if that does nothing, take another. And just sit with yourself for a moment. I invite you now to think of someone or something or a situation that made you upset. I want you to think of a time where you maybe should have said something, or you should have loved yourself a little bit more, gave yourself a little more grace or a little more space, whatever it may be. Just allow that feeling to meet you where you are. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh. And if your body needs extra comfort, place your hand where you need extra support. Whether that be your heart, your womb, wherever. Just letting the body know that we're going to be embarking on a little journey together. Inviting light in through the crown chakra or the top of your head. Asking the Divine Spirit to protect this space as we move into the shadows. Inhale in. Exhale. Inviting this anger in, you allow yourself just to be in that moment. When was the moment that made you upset? What did you really want to say? What did you really want to feel? What were you trying to communicate that just wasn't heard? And no matter how many times or how many chances you gave, it led down the same road. Maybe you gave and you gave and you gave and you gave, and they never saw your worth. Maybe you shoved yourself down, pushed yourself out of the way, just so that you could be loved for a moment. Maybe you abandoned yourself, told yourself that who you were wasn't good enough because of what society or a partner or a friend or a mother or a cousin told you. In this moment, I invite you to allow your anger to be present. Checking into the body, where you're feeling it beginning to rise. That fire, that fury. Let her out. I invite you to begin rocking your body back and forth or side to side. Taking a deep breath in. Exhaling out. And as you inhale and get in tune with this space, I'm going to count down from 3. And I invite you to scream with me. I invite you to collect on your inhale all of the rage, the disappointment, and the hurt. And I invite you to exhale all that you have inside that feels tight, restrictive, dismissed, rejected. Let it out. If it's hard to scream, I invite you to go back and tap back into that space where you felt that moment of rage. And as we inhale and exhale, inhale, exhale, and on 3, inhale, 2, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, let it out. I invite you to continue as I catch my breath. I'm letting it out, Queen. Letting it out. Letting it out. As we know, when we move energy, things get stagnant. And when we clear our throat, sometimes it comes up in a choke. So if you're choking, it's okay. If you're not, keep screaming. Let it out. Let it go. Inhale. Inviting your body into the conversation. Pound on the floor. Move your body. Get it out of your system. Let it go. Let it go. Start apologizing to yourself. Let that name out of your body. Let them go out of your body. Let them go, Queen. Let them go. Let it go. Let it go. As much as you need to. Inhale. Come back to your center. When that feels complete, come back to your center. Let the emotions be. Let the tears fall. Let the pain be what it is. Breathing. 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 Right here in this moment, I declare that understanding our sacredness at every moment, in every feeling, every emotion, finding that we are all of it, and we get to own all of it. We get to have all of it. We get to understand all of it. May we always come back to our center of love, joy, and peace, our authentic being. But may we never forget the sacredness of our rage. And as we release the gratitude for all that was released today, all that came up for us in this moment, all that we will journal on later on, reflect on, carry on, whatever it is, that we know that we can always come to this space to let it go and return it back to love. Inhale. And as I release this, knowing that my word is law, and together we say, and so it is. Taking a moment just to allow your nervous system to regulate. Breathing in, regulating. Inhale. Inhale, hum. So, and again. And thank you for joining me in this practice. Let me know how it feels after. Take a salt bath. There's some cleansing, routines that you do to clear the energy. And again, thank you for joining me.